5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 30, 30, 31, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. So I just want to show you my schedule here, okay? So we are here, week 6. So this is our class today, right? Class 7, 8, year 5. So the last time we met was on week 1 here, week 2 here. So I did an introduction class. I explained about the blog post. Most of you did it, the blog post right here, right? So this is your grade here. Only a few students who didn't do it. I don't know why. But here's your grades. And so the next evaluation would be so would be here week 7, 16, 7. So week 18 would be our last class. And this is going to be your presentation day. So week 16 is Monday would be June 29. Tuesday is going to be June 30. It's going to be here June 31st. So that's our last day, and this is going to be your presentation day. Okay? So until then, you have to prepare a presentation about between 1 and 2 minutes about the blog post that you write. So you did a review, a blog post, you got graded already. So now we're going to get your blog review, and then we're going to prepare a presentation, right? And you can also look in the website, right? So right after the presentation instruction, the last paragraph is after the blog instruction, there is a presentation instruction. So you can look in the website. I don't know if I have it here, let's see. Oral test, instruction, speaking. This one. Okay, so but there is in the end of the I couldn't access my blog here. Yes, not okay. No internet here. Okay. Well, no problem. So I sent you the instruction in the class group, I think, right? So let's see. I just want to make sure that you get all the instructions and everything. E02. Yes, on the link of the blog, right? Remember this? You remember this? Right? So the last part here in the end is the instruction for the presentation, the oral presentation. So the last part here, so your oral presentation text for the semester is a presentation you will have to prepare about the review you wrote about the review you wrote and share a quote. So pay attention to your review, your presentation should be short, between 1 and 2 minutes, and your evaluation will be based on those things here: gesture, volume, not reading, eye contact, pronunciation, and overall. Just like last semester. Do you remember the presentation last semester? Okay, so this will be in week 18, right? So does anyone have any questions? Okay, so this will be on week 18, your last day of class. Okay? Any questions? Okay, so now, our first class, week 2, here, I give you introduction class, but last semester I was using your blue book, and I went to here, so, chapter 2, slide 77, which is right here. So we're going to start here, 77 right here. So it's going to be starting on the exercise, notes. So this is going to be exercise 2. Can anybody find it? Exercise 2 in your book, chapter 2. Exercise there. Chapter 2. That was good. Chapter 2. So exercise grammar, maybe this one here. Without my glasses, I cannot see anything. Did anyone find it? Where? Yeah, when you start here on page 15, exercise 2. Okay? Okay, so let's dive into this. Nobody listening to her, right? No. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about grammar first, okay? Complete the rules with the simple or continuous. So the past, this is one is done for you, right? So the past, continuous, is almost always used in a contract with the past. So which one goes here? Continuous or simple? So which one do you think here? For example, you have to put simple or continuous. The first one here is continuous. So the past continuous is almost always used in contracts with the past simple. Right? Okay, simple. So you use the past to describe longer activity that was in progress. So which one goes here? Huh? Continuous, yes. So you use the past continuous to describe a longer activity that was in progress when other past events happened. So you use the past simple, yes. Past simple to describe single complete action, usually the main event of a story. So here's that from your book, right? Past simple and continuous. He was playing rugby when he fell heavily on his left leg and twisted his ankle. So this is an example, right? Okay, so few language notes here. So past continuous plus when plus past simple. So the past continuous is used to talk about the circumstances surrounding an event in the past. It is often used with when in sentences where the event in the past simple interrupts the circumstances in the past continuous. For example, it was raining when I arrived at work. So this is happening, right? And then comes the arrive at work, interrupts the first one here, right? So in this sentence, when is always followed by and refer to the event in the past simple. It is possible to change the order of the clauses, putting when at the beginning or at the beginning of a sentence without changing the meaning. Where this happens, the two clauses are separated by comma. Here, when I arrived at work, comma, it was raining. So you can change the order without changing the meaning. So it's the same phrase here, you just change the order. Okay, in this sentence, while it's always followed by and refers to the circumstances in the past continuous. Example, another one here. I dropped my wallet while I was waiting for the bus. It is possible to change the order of the clauses, putting while at the beginning of the sentence without changing the meaning. Where this is happening, the two clauses are separated by comma. So here's another example. While I was waiting for the bus, I dropped my wallet. Okay, so now that we did a little review, I wanted you guys to try to do this exercise, which is the one that we're talking about, right? Exercise 2. Can you try to do it? I give you 1 minute, and then we're going to go one by one like I did it before. Okay, try to do it 1 minute, and then I'll start here, and then you're going to change to the answer, and then you're going to check over. Okay, so let's start here. So first one, we moved, okay, this one is done, right? We moved a house several times when I was a child. Okay, number 2 here. My parents met, right? Met when they were traveling. Okay. You there. I had a small accident while I was learning. Okay, I have to put the was there. I was learning to drive. Okay, you next. So when I woke up, I guess, right? Woke up. When I woke up this morning, the sun was shining. Good. Okay. So while I walked, right? So sorry. While I was walking to work, I bumped into. Okay. So this was a typo. Okay, typo. This is a B, right? Bumped into. Okay, I broke my leg once. I broke my leg once while Was playing. Okay, now I have a question. Are any of these sentences true for you? Did anyone here broke a leg while I was playing? Did anyone here was walking to work when you bumped into bump into something, right? Is there a cycle there? Bump into the last one? Bump into an old friend. Yeah, that's first. Yes, there's a missing part. Bump into an old friend. Okay. Yeah. For example, did anyone, while you are walking to work, you bump into a friend? Anyone? So I want you to check the sentences that are true for you. Do you understand? Did any of those things happen to you before? For example, number one there, we moved several times when I was a child. So the other day I was counting how many times I moved my whole life because I got 40 times. So a lot of times. I started moving when I was actually not a child. I was 18, 19. So that was my first time moving from one house to another. And then after 19 until now, I'm 55, I moved about 40 times, which is a lot. For example, here in China, I came in 2018, so I was in Shansha, and in Guizhou, then in Huzhou, back to Jiujian, and now here in Zhengzhou. So 6 moves, right? In only, 6 years. So, alright, did you check the ones that are true for you? Yes? Okay, which ones are true for you? And which one is true for you? Okay, well, next is why I was born to drive. Okay, is there anything that's true for you? No? No, for you? No, for you? No, okay. For you? No? Okay, read it. Okay. Okay. Alright, when I woke up this morning, the sun was shining. So I guess this one could be true for everybody, right? When you woke up, at least one morning, the sun was shining. Okay. Alright, so let's move on. So, Unit 2, present perfect simple, past continuous, comparative and superlative structure. So let's have a small review about some grammar here. So part 1, present perfect simple, past simple and past continuous. So present perfect and past simple. You can use the present perfect or the past simple to talk about the same completed action. So you use the present perfect when your context is time up to now. It means you don't say when. You use the past simple when your context is finished time. Meaning you say when or when you say when or when is known. For example here, time's up to now. So this is the past and this is now. So if time is finishing up here. So here's an example. I have been to Wembley twice. I don't tell you when. So for example, I have been to Wembley twice. You don't know when. I didn't tell you, right? So, and also here's the second one. She finished her book. I don't tell you when she finished her book. So typical time expressions for time is up to now are already, before, ever, just, lately, many times, never, often, recently, this week, today, twice, yet. So here's another picture that's going to help you understand. So this is the finished time here. Past simple. And this is yesterday. So this is the past. So I went there in 2006 and in 2008. So I tell you when. So now I'm telling you when this is happening. Right? I have been there in 2006 and 2008. But, so this is yesterday. They are in the past. So she finished it yesterday. So I also tell you when. So typical time expressions for finished time, ages, like these are these ones that we use when I tell you when. Ages ago, a moment ago, at Christmas, in 2002, in May, last week, when I was a kid, or yesterday. So here are the expressions that I'm telling you when it happened in the past. Remember, this one here I'm not telling you. I already before, I don't know when. So these are words that are described in the past, but I don't tell you when. And these are the words also in the past, but I tell you when. Okay. Past continuous. We use the past continuous to describe a longer activity that was in progress when the other past event happened. So you usually use in contrast with the past simple. I saw them when I was jogging in the park. They were playing golf when it starts snowing. Okay, so maybe it's a little bit confusing. Let's do the exercise. Exercises are very good because it's going to help you to understand what we just reviewed here. So I want you to try this exercise. I'll give you 1 minute and then we'll check the answers. So the exercise is going to be very good to help you understand what we just comment on the grammar part. So go ahead, try to do it. 1 minute. Do you find it where it is? No? This is the extra unit. So extra is the extra. This yellow page at the end of your book. You find it? Alright. Try the same topic that we were talking about. But you were using the extra in the example of your book. Yellow page. You find the location? 159. 159. Okay, 1 minute done. Alright, so we stop here, right? There we go, here's the next one. Okay, so I had never broken a bond. Good. Okay, next. My mom called me a few hours ago. Okay, next. Huh? I haven't seen my friends much lately. Okay, next person here. I have already booked my next year's holiday. Good. Okay, next. I hated PE when I was a kid. Okay, G. Did my great-grandfather did military service? H. I haven't finished my exercises yet. Okay, So now, for example, the same question here, right? So is there any sentence that are true for you? If they are not true for you, you can change it and make it true. For example, I haven't been to the gym recently. Right? So have you been, for example, take the sentence and rewrite the sentence as question. Sorry. So you can pick the sentences that are true for you, and then you can write them as a question. But here's the answer, right? So have you been to the gym recently? The answer, I haven't been to the gym recently. So can you write a question for the answer that is there in the screen? Okay, go ahead, write a question for the answer. Just like A, right? Have you been to the gym recently? So go back there. Answer is I haven't been to the gym recently. Go ahead and ask the question for the answer. These are the answers, like A, B, C, D, these are the answers. So I want you to write a question. You understand? These are the answers. So now write the question. So who's next? You wanna start? You wanna start? What's for example, the A is already here. Let's try with B, right? So have you been to the gym recently? Has anyone been to the gym recently? Anyone? Nobody? Okay. So B. So how do you make a question for B? Yes, you can go to the screen. Yes. So you can read. Have you ever broken a bone? You don't say have you ever been broken. You say have you ever broken a bone? So the answer might be I have never broken a bone. Or what if you did broken a bone? So I have broken a bone. Okay? Okay, next. For question for letter C. Did you make a question for letter C? Letter C. My mom called me a few hours ago. What could be the question for this answer? Have you done? Okay, I'll help you. Can you read? Okay, did your mom call you a few minutes ago? Answer. My mom called me a few minutes ago. Then you can say, yes, my mom called me a few minutes ago. Or if your mom didn't, you can say, no, my mom didn't, right? So my mom didn't call me a few hours ago. Okay, next, right? So okay, letter D. Have you seen your friends much lately? Yes? Okay, so have you seen your friends much lately? D, right? I haven't seen my friends lately, right? This is the answer here. I haven't seen my friends much lately. Or if you have, you can say, yes, I have seen my friends lately. Okay, next. Have you booked next year's holiday yet? That's the question. So the answer is, I have already booked next year's holiday. Okay, next. Did you hate PE when you were a kid? So the answer could be, I hated PE when I was a kid, right? Letter F there. Okay, next. So did your great-grandfather do military service? So answer, my great-grandfather did military service. Good night. I'll hear you guys. Okay, better, right? So H. So have you finished this exercise yet? So the answer, I haven't finished this exercise yet. Okay, let's move on. So what time is now? Complete the sentence to say what you're doing at this time in the past. So I'm going to give you 1 minute. For example, you're going to say, this time yesterday. So what you're doing, this time yesterday, I was in class, or I was visiting. So tell me what you're doing this time yesterday. For example, right now is 9 o'clock, right? So 9 o'clock yesterday, right? So this time yesterday, I was, write something. B, this time last Sunday. So what do you do? This time last Sunday, I was walking the park. I was eating breakfast. I was, I don't know, we had classes on Sunday? Right? So, okay, C. This time last week. So today is Wednesday, right? So Wednesday last week. I know you're not here because you didn't have class last week, right? So what you're doing at this time last week. So you're not having class with me because I didn't met you last week, right? And then this time last year, do you remember what you're doing about today's March, April, right? April. So about April last year, what you were doing April last year about this time of the year, right? And then this time 10 years ago. Do you remember 10 years ago? 10 years ago, 45. Yes, I wasn't here in China. I was back in Brazil. I can tell you that, right? I came in China in 2018. So 10 years ago, I wasn't here in China. I was back in Brazil. And then 20 years ago. So tell me, what do you remember? Okay, go ahead. I'll give you 1 minute. Go ahead, write it down. What you're doing on those times. You can write whatever you remember. Okay, who's next? Okay, so tell me letter A. Okay, good. Do the next one from here. So this time, last time I was watching a movie. Okay, C. Right, your mom called you? Okay. Called you what? She called you a few hours ago. Okay. Okay. You started in school. That's cool. Okay. Letter E. Okay. here is the answer vary, right? I cannot show you the answers here, right? Okay. Now you have, what time is our break? Just to make sure, because I don't want to skip your break, right? (9:15). Okay, let's do this one first, and then we have our break. Okay. Okay. So read the story. So there are 12 verbs, right? So let's see. I put this one here in blue, right? So there are 12 verbs. One, right? Number two was shining. Three was having. Okay. So they're all in the past. Past continuous. But some of them should be in past simple, not continuous. So I want you to read this story and tell me which one you should change for past simple. Because all of them was in past continuous. I was stopping, steaming, agreeing, holding, past continuous, right? Happening, in continuous. But some of them should be in past simple. So I have to change the ones that should be past simple. Okay? I'll give you, is it 1 minute, okay? 1 minute. Okay, next is the back there, right? Who's next? You? Okay, number one. Okay, the most exciting experience I ever had was at Disney World in Florida. I was on holiday with my family, and is this one correct? So I didn't hear it. One is? Huh? Okay, answer. For example, number one, no change. So number one is correct. So, family, and we were celebrating my parents' 25th wedding anniversary. It was typical Florida day. The sky was blue, the sun. The sun was shining. No change. So no change. Also number two correct. Okay? The sun was shining. So is there the best person here? So I'm going to do it right now. Okay, yes. Here. Number three. So number three, sun was shining and everybody number three, no change. Number three is also correct. And everybody was having a great time. No change. Until now, no change. Every sentence is correct. 1, 2, and 3. No change. Okay, number 4. So, was having a great time. As I watched the roller coaster, I thought to myself, those people must be mad. Just then my brother, came. Yes. So this is the first change, right? So my brother came up to me. Okay, here's the next one. No change. He was holding. Okay, no change for the number 5. He was holding 2 tickets. I am going on the roller coaster, he said, and you're coming too. I have never done anything dangerous or exciting in my life, so I don't know why So the last one here, so let's start here again. So I don't know why. Here. Your turn again. Sorry. Here, sorry. Hello? Your turn again. Start again. So why number 6. So I don't know why I was agreeing. So no change. Sorry. So I don't know why I agreed. Okay? So this one changed. I don't know why I agreed to go on the roller coaster. But 5 minutes later, 7. No change. Yes, no change. So 5 minutes later, I was holding onto my seat. 35 meters in the air, sure that I was about to die. The ride seems, yes, change for past simple. The ride seemed to go on forever, but finally it stopped. Yes, stopped. And then, Frank, my head was spinning, but I felt really happy. Maybe I was just glad to be alive. Later, we looked at the photos of the day. The roller coaster photos were hilarious. Everybody? No change. Good. Everybody was laughing and waving their arms in the air. That is, everybody except me. I was holding on and was screaming. I have never been so terrified in my life, but I'm glad No, the other guy at the end. Change or no change? What do you think? Change or no change? I'll help you. Okay, there you go. No change. So, but I'm glad I did it. Was this easy or hard? I feel like easy. Most of you got it right. So let's have our break. 9:15. So until 9:20. Break time. Okay, there you go. I hear the bell, the other request over there. So we finished 10:05, right? 10:05. Okay, so let's do another exercise here. Listen to Jack talking about a time when he was in a dangerous situation. So read the questions, tick the answers that are correct. So I want to play the clip, right? So you have to listen to the clip, and then you're going to see all, for example, here are some questions, right? So what was the situation? A dog attacked me. So this one is done for you, okay? What was, for example, the other one here? When did it happen? So, for example, here are the answers, right? They're going to tell me if this is a correct answer or not. That's my point, okay? So we're going to listen to a clip. For example, did he was attacked by a dog? That the situation is correct. So I put there in green. When it's green, it's correct. So this one is done for you. But you see the question and the answer. So you have to listen to the clip and tell me if the answer is correct or not. Okay? So let me put the clip now. 1:15.
I ever told you about the time a dog nearly attacked me?
No. What happened?
Oh, well, it was a few years ago. I was still at school, actually, so I guess I was 16 or 17. It was the weekend, and it was sunny. The sun was shining, and I was with some friends in the garden. We were playing football. Well, we weren't exactly playing football, because there were only three of us, but we were playing with a ball. In fact, we were using my older brother's football. Anyway, we were having a laugh and enjoying the game when suddenly one of my friends kicked the ball really hard and it went up in the air, over the fence, and into my neighbor's garden. I couldn't believe it. My brother really loved that football and he never let me use it.
Oh, no. What did you do?
Well, I went and knocked on the neighbor's door, but there was no answer. So I had to climb over the fence. It was really high, and my friends had to push me over. Anyway, as soon as I dropped down on the other side, I realized I wasn't alone.
The dog?
Yes, an enormous dog was running towards me, barking like mad. I've never been so frightened in my life.
What did you do?
I was absolutely terrified. I couldn't move. But then I noticed a chair near the fence, so I jumped up on it and managed to climb back over the fence.
What about the ball?
I didn't get the ball, but fortunately the neighbors came back before my brother did. So in the end, he never knew about it, which is good, because my brother is almost as frightening as the neighbor's dog. Have I ever told you about the time a dog?
Okay, so do you guys want to listen one more time? Okay, let's do one more time.
Have I ever told you about the time a dog nearly attacked me?
No. What happened?
Oh, well, it was a few years ago. I was still at school, actually, so I guess I was 16 or 17. It was the weekend, and it was sunny. The sun was shining, and I was with some friends in the garden. We were playing football. Well, we weren't exactly playing football, because there were only three of us, but we were playing with a ball. In fact, we were using my older brother's football. Anyway, we were having a laugh and enjoying the game when suddenly one of my friends kicked the ball really hard and it went up in the air, over the fence, and wanted that football, and he never let me use it.
Oh, no. What did you do?
Well, I went and knocked on the neighbour's door, but there was no answer, so I had to climb over the fence. It was really high, and my friends had to push me over. Anyway, as soon as I dropped down on the other side, I realized I wasn't alone.
The dog.
Yes, an enormous dog was running towards me, barking like mad. I've never been so frightened in my life.
What did you do?
I was absolutely terrified. I couldn't move. But then I noticed a chair near the fence, so I jumped up on it and managed to climb back over the fence.
What about the ball?
I didn't get the ball, but fortunately the neighbours came back before my brother did. So in the end, he never knew about it. Which is good, because my brother is almost as frightening as the neighbour's dog.
Okay, who
I
was
never told you about the time of dog.
so who was next? Okay, let's try to see if you get the correct answer. Okay, letter B. So what happened? When did it happen? Is it correct? For example, a few months ago? Actually, it was years ago, not months ago. Okay, this was not correct. A few years ago, not months ago. Okay, next. So where are you? In the garden, for example, next. In the garden, is it correct? So yes, correct, in the garden. Okay, next. Who were with you? For example, my old brother. Is this correct? Not correct, right? So the ball belongs to the brother, but he was with a few friends, right? Some friends. So not correct. What were you doing? So not correct. So tennis is incorrect. So playing football, not correct. Okay, F. So what happened? What happened? The answer. Someone kicked the ball through a window. Over the fence, not correct. Again, G. What happened next? I climbed over the fence and saw a dog. This one is correct. G. Sorry, H. So how did you feel? I was very surprised. Huh? I have never been so frightened in my life. So this was not correct. He was surprised to see a dog, but he kind of explained in a different way, right? So I have never been so frightened in my life. Okay, here, right? Okay. What were the consequences? I climbed back over the fence with the ball. Is this correct? I climbed back the fence with the ball. Yes, it is correct. Okay, next. Jay. Hello? So what happened in the end? My brother never found out about the football. Huh? So letter J here, is this correct? My brother never found out about the football, is this correct? Is this correct? Okay, let's see. So yes, it is correct. So my brother never found out about the football. So now, for example, I see a lot of you got some of the answers wrong. So I want to show you, right? So let's listen again.
Nearly attacked me.
No. What happened?
Oh, well, have I ever told you about the time a dog nearly attacked me?
Okay, dog, right? So about a dog, right? So about a dog, the first one is correct. A dog attacked me, right? A dog.
What happened?
Oh, well, it was a few
It was, yeah, you lost this a few years ago, not months. Here was months, so months was incorrect. So few years ago.
Actually, so I guess I was 16 or 17. It was the weekend, and it was summer. The sun was shining, and I was with some friends in the garden. We were playing football.
Okay, I was with some friends in the garden, right? So in the garden, correct. With some, here's incorrect, right? I remember. So some friends here, right? So what was the year before that thing? My older brother, no, he was with some friends, right? So in the garden, some friends in the garden. So
The sun was shining, and I was with some friends in the garden.
So some friends in the garden. So this is our in the garden, some friends. Okay, what are you doing? So let's see.
We were playing football. Well, we weren't exactly playing football.
So what you are doing? Playing football, not tennis, right? Not tennis. So football.
Three of us. But we were playing with a ball. In fact, we were using my older brother's football. Anyway, we were having a laugh and enjoying the game when suddenly one of my friends kicked the ball really hard and it went up in the air, over the fence, and it went.
Okay, so kick the ball really hard over the fence. He said window, not window. Fence, right? So this is wrong, right? That's why it's red. Over the fence, not the window.
It was gone. I couldn't believe it. My brother really loved that football and he never let me use it.
Oh no! What did you do?
Well, I went and knocked on the neighbor's door, but there was no answer. So I had to climb over the fence. It was really high, and my friends had to push me over. Anyway, as soon as I dropped down the other side, I realized I wasn't alone.
The dog.
Yes.
Okay, so he climbed over the fence, and now he's talking about that friends push him, right? So he saw a dog, right? Climbed over the fence and saw a dog. Correct.
An enormous dog was running towards me, barking like mad. I've never been so frightened in my life.
What did you do?
For example, how do you feel? Surprised? He said, I have not been so frightened, right? So frightened over my life, right? He's not surprised, he's frightened.
Been so frightened in my life. What did you do?
So frightened in my life, okay? Not surprised, frightened. Okay, what were the consequences?
Absolutely terrified. I couldn't move. But then I noticed a chair near the fence. So I jumped up on it and managed to climb back over the fence.
What about the ball?
I didn't get the ball, but fortunately the neighbors came back before my brother did. So in the end, he never knew about it. Which is good, because my brother is almost as frightening as the neighbor's dog. Over the fence.
What about the ball?
I didn't get the ball, but fortunately the neighbors came back before my brother did. So in the end, he never knew about it. Which is good, because
For example, here, what are the consequences? I climbed back, right? He climbed back without the ball, but the neighbor came back home before the brother came back home, right? So he talked to the neighbor returned the ball before his brother knew about it. So climbed back over the fence, right? With the ball. Because the neighbor came back, he talked to the neighbor returned the ball before his brother knew about it, right? Okay, Jay, what happened in the end? My brother never found out about the ball, right? This is correct. My brother never found out about the ball. Was it hard? Was it my voice? All right. So let's do number 2. Stories are often told in 5 stages. put the heading below in the appropriate place to show the 5 stages of Jake's story. So I wanted to do this, right? So we heard about this story, about Jake, right? So these are the 5 stages: the introduction, the background, how you felt, the problem, the resolution, and then introduction. Okay, so now I have to put those 5 stages in front of this story here, right? So the first one is done for you. Introduction, here's the first part. Introduction. I have told you about the time a dog nearly attacked me. Okay, now I wanted to put the other stages in front of the parts here. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute and then I'll check the answers. Go ahead. Put those stages in front of the parts, right? So, for example, how is it how you felt here? Is it the problem here? Where is it? So put the information here. Okay, who's next? Okay, so let's do it by parts. Okay, so the summary, the first one is done. So the next one here, it was years ago. Which one is it? Okay, so the background, not the problem, okay? So the background was a few years ago, it was weekend, and it was summer. The sun was shining, and they were playing football, or using older brother's football. This is the background. Okay, next. Huh? How you felt. No, that's the problem. The next one is the problem. We're having law, for example, one of my friends kicked the ball over the fence. So I had to climb. That's the problem. The ball, retrieving the ball was the problem, right? For example, here it has no feeling. Right? That's not how he felt. No feeling. This is the problem. Okay, next. Who's next? Okay, what's the I never been so frightened? Huh? Yes, that's a feeling. Frightened. I'm feeling frightened. That's the feeling, right? So that's the how you felt. Okay. So what's the last one? So what's this? Okay. So the last one. Fortunately, the neighbors came home. Yes, the last one, right? That's the resolution. Okay. So let's understand, right? Introduction is always the first part. Introduction. So like when I give you the first class, what's the introduction class, right? I explain the rules, right? The introduction. So the background, what's the setting? What they're doing, where this story happened, right? So it happened in the summer, in the backyard. So that's the setting, that's the background. This is where it happened. So now the problem, right? So what's the problem? The problem is the ball. They put the ball in the neighbors, and now they have to retrieve. That's the problem. And then what happened? For example, how he felt, right? So he was terrified, frightened, in this case, frightened. And then, what's the end of this story, right? The neighbors came back home, give him the ball, the brother never found out. Is there any question? Okay, you're going to tell your partner about when you were in a dangerous or exciting situation. Ask yourself the questions in exercise 1. So remember the exercise 1 right here, right? Exercise 1. So here are some questions. I'm going to be doing the same questions, right? What's the situation? When did it happen? Where are you? So who are you with? What are you doing? What happened? So the same questions, right? The same questions. So ask yourself the questions in exercise 1. Think about what to say and how to say it. Tell your partner about a time when you're in a dangerous or exciting situation. Okay, so I have a question for you. We can do this now in class, or maybe I can give you this as a homework. What do you think? I didn't give you homework yet, but I have to give you a few homework. This is a nice one to do together. Get together, imagine a situation, doesn't have to be real, right? And then you have to answer all those questions together as a group. Okay, imagine a story. Oh, the story of, I don't know, last vacation, last year, we went to Beijing, whatever, to visit, I don't know, we went to Beijing to watch a football game, whatever, in the stadium. So imagine a story, and then you answer together all those 8 questions. Do you like to do this as a homework? Is that okay? Homework? Remember, homework is to be done in groups, right? So we have groups here. So you have groups already, right? No groups: blue, yellow, red, purple, orange, light blue. So get together, imagine a story, and then you're gonna be answering those questions right here, right? You're going to be answering those questions. So next class, before I collect the homework, remember, one report per group. So one group gives the report, the homework, and then all the group members get the same grade. Just one report per group, okay? So before I collect the homework, I will be asking you to share. Okay, can you tell me the situation, for example? I will be asking, what's the story? What's the situation? And then you can tell me, well, we decided to, I don't know, the story is about my cat. My cat last week. Okay, what happened? My cat ate the food in the fridge. Okay, so where are you? I was out shopping. He was alone at home. So tell me the story, okay? I'll be asking you to share the story. I'll be asking you those questions. How did you feel about your cat eating your food? I was angry. I was coming home to eat and nothing there. My cat ate my food. My food is in the fridge, whatever. So I'll be asking you to share this story. Any questions? This is a fun homework, right? Get together, imagine the story, answer all the questions. And next class, you have to deliver one piece of paper for the whole group with all the answers. Okay? Don't forget to put your name and numbers, right? So when you deliver the homework, put your names and numbers. You're going to scan off. This is from students 39, 40, 41, 42. Put your names and the numbers in the piece of paper of the homework. Okay? Alright? Alright. So let me make a note here, because sometimes I forget. So, what's the homework? So, homework exercise 3. Okay, slide 19. Okay, 0, 2. All right. Okay, now let's do this one here. Vocabulary and speaking. Work with a partner. List the sports in the box in different groups according to the criteria, age to F. A sport might belong to more than one group. Okay. For example, here are the categories, right? Water sports like fishing, team sports, indoor sports, sports that collocate with play. For example, you're looking for sports that naturally paired with the verb play. For example, we say play football, not playing swimming. Okay? So we don't say, I'm going to swim. We don't say, I'm going to play swimming. No, we can't. I'm going to play football, right? But you don't say play swimming. Okay, so for example, this is sports that you can use with the word play. This is category D. Category E, sports that are hardly ever shown on TV. So, we never saw this sport on TV, so this is the category. The last one, sports that need special footwear. For this sport, I needed to wear, for example, skiing, right? You need to wear a pair of skis, right? A special footwear. So it's skiing, right? Okay, so now I wanted to put those sports into those categories. Okay? Remember, one sport can be in more than one category. Okay? So I'm going to give you 2 minutes for this one. Okay, go ahead. Take your time. Put those sports into the category that you think it is. You can put the one sport in more than one category. You think. Are you done or do you need more time? More time? Okay, 2 more, okay. I'll put it 2 more minutes. So, who's next? So because the next slide contains all the answers, I want to hear some of your answers before we check, okay? So, why do you put the questions? A, water sport, team sport. Reference, water sports. Okay, could be, okay, so who's next? You or? Okay, so badminton. Team sport. Okay, next, baseball. Huh? Play, okay, okay. Basketball. Team sport. Okay, next, over there. Basketball, boxing. Which category do you play? Older sport? Okay. Bungee jumping. Okay, play bungee jumping. Maybe it's not correct. Okay. Next is cycling. Special footwear. Maybe it's not correct. I ride my bike with a vest, no problem. But that's okay. Okay. So next, fishing. Water sport. Fishing for football. Team sport. Go. Huh? Okay. Play go. Yes. Play go is okay. Yes. Horse riding. Is it special footwear for higher rock? Maybe not. I don't think so. Okay. Well, then next, ice hockey. For example, ice hockey, you need a special footwear. I need to wear ice team. I cannot go to there with hockey. But that's okay. That's not forget. It's a team as well. And next is hiking. Okay, sorry, I cannot go indoor sport, yes. Okay, next, judo karate. Karate. Huh? Okay. Okay. Karate, water, no, karate is not water. Karate is that. This is karate, it's not sport. Okay, let's get to the answers. And then we're going to read them together, okay? Okay, here are some water sports. Fishing, kite surfing. I don't know if you saw this one before. Sailing, scuba diving, surfing, swimming, windsurfing. You guys agree? Right? Okay, team sport. Baseball, basketball, football, ice hockey, rugby, volleyball. Team sports. Indoor sports. Badminton. I see a lot of you guys playing outside, but also you could play indoors as well, right? So badminton, basketball, boxing, ice hockey, judo, karate, skating, swimming, tennis, table tennis, and volleyball. Sports that located play. So you can play badminton, you can play baseball, you can play basketball, you can play football, you can play golf, you can play ice hockey, you can play hockey, you can play table tennis, you can play tennis, you can play volleyball. But you cannot say I play fishing. No. You cannot say I play sailing. No. You cannot say I play surfing. No. So those are the ones who can stay together with the word play, right? So sports with a play. Okay, E. What's E again? Which one is E? E is a sport that hardly ever shown on TV yet. So every country shows different sports on TV. So okay, let's talk about this one. So which sport you don't see on TV? Which sport you don't see here on TV in China? For example, in my country, you hardly ever see baseball. So my city was one of the first cities in the whole country to be the number one in baseball. But you never see baseball on TV in my country. That's my country. I don't know China, so I don't watch TV here. I don't understand Chinese. So which sport you don't see on TV? Huh? Fishing, right? You never see fishing. Okay. Is there any other sport besides fishing that you don't see on TV? That you never saw on TV? Huh? Sorry? Fishing? Yes. That's fishing. What do you say? Rugby. Okay, you never saw rugby on TV. You try. Okay, one more sport that you never see on TV. Anyone? Huh? Karate? Okay. Alright. So letter F. Sports that need a special footwear. All except bungee jumping. Oh, fishing? Yeah, maybe some people wear those, I don't know, they wear those really nice, because they go on in the river, so they don't want to get wet. They wear those boots, right? Judo, I don't know, judo is doesn't wear karate, skydiving, fishing, swimming. Yeah. For example, swimming, sometimes they, I don't know, I don't see they're wearing anything. Swimming. Well, that's okay. So it depends, right? The book says that it is a sport that needs a special footwear. Any questions? Okay, we're going to finish the lesson with this exercise here, okay? So work with your partner, tell each other about the following. So sports that you have tried before, sports that you do now, maybe some of you are playing basketball, I see every night, people go there to the sport course. Sports that you watch on TV, that you like to watch. No, I don't like to watch anything. Okay, you can tell me if you like or not to watch any sports on TV. Sports that you don't like. Okay, write it down. I'll be asking you which sports in those situations. But let me say something about the homework, okay? So next class, I'll be asking groups to go in front of the class, and I'll be asking you the question. Right? Remember, this is the homework here, right? Nothing put it back here. This is your homework. So next class, I'll be asking your group to come here in front of the class, and I'll be asking, okay, what's the situation? And then one person, they go, oh, the situation is my cat eating my food in the fridge. And then I'll be asking, oh, what happened? And then one person, they go, oh, the cat opened the fridge and get the food, and then he drops the food on the floor, make a mess. Oh, and then, what happened? Oh, I get home, I had to clean it up, my mom was under the thing. Okay? So, the group goes into the class. I'll be asking you some of the questions, maybe not all of them. Okay? You understand? So, get together, imagine the situation, answer all these questions. And then in the next class, I'll be asking some groups to come here in front, I'll be asking those questions. Okay? Alright. So now, let's do this one here. Do you need a minute to write it down? Okay, 1 minute to write it down. let's do random. Okay, random. You know random? Okay. No, random. So, for example, you. So, what sports have you tried? You have done any sports? Badminton. Okay. What sport that you don't like? Sports that you don't like. Huh? Katie. Okay. You. So, what sport do you watch on TV? Swimming. Okay. So, what sport you don't like? Running. Huh? Running. So, what sport you have tried before? Handling. So, what sport do you practice before? Number B. What sport do you do practice? Basketball. You. What sport you don't like? Football. Okay. So what sports you don't like? Basketball. So what sport do you practice? Baseball. So what sport you watch on TV? Badminton? Do they have badminton TV? Okay. So you, what sport do you watch on TV? You don't watch any? Okay, what about sport that you practice? That you do? You play football? No, I see a lot of, for example, here in the playground, a lot of men who are never covered. You play football? Yeah? Yeah? Do you play football? Yeah? Because I never saw, maybe for example here in this university, I only saw men play football. Never middle school. Oh. Okay, what about right now? What sport do you practice right now? Okay, 10:05. Okay, see you next week. Yes.